program, your darling program designed with you in focus, generally popularly known as Matters Arising. And it's coming to you live from the Abuja studio of Kaftan Television. And my name is Dayo Omogun.
My name is Ekaite Ibros. Good evening.
All right. Now, I like to remind us that this is designed with you in mind, and that demands that you be a part of the program, not just a spectator. And so that means that we expect that you call in, because the program is designed to be conversational, engaging, and incisive. So we expect that in the course of the program you will call in, and the number to call is 080-299-38365. At the appropriate time, we will cue you in so that you can begin to make your calls. But in the meantime, we've come again with another trending topic, which we do know many of you are interested in. And tonight, that topic is the fact that it's no longer news that Fubara of Rivers State is back in office, following the address by Mr. President yesterday, lifting the emergency rule in the state. And so we're asking, now that he has returned, are there any more hurdles to cross? Are there booby traps along the way? Are there banana peels? Do you think that is this going to be a smooth ride, or are we still going to have some hiccups here and there, intentional, deliberately created, artificial, or whatever? What do you think? Do you think that this is uhuru, that peace is here finally, real peace, or peace that the kind of peace that you get when they put a mat across a hole and say walk over it and say everything is fine, go, you know? I hope that that's not the kind of peace. So that's what we're talking about tonight, and we intend to bring you in as early as is possible, but that will be after Ekaite has weighed in.
Well, I will start by congratulating our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the steps he took, and that step has no doubt brought some level of peace in Rivers State, and I also like to congratulate and welcome back the governor of Rivers State. Well, with that step, I think it brought about some level of stability, like you have asked. With his return, is there going to be an everlasting peace in Rivers State in this remaining 2 years or so? For me, I think the people of Rivers State with this development should try and give peace a chance. It might not really be rosy. It can never be. I know some people have been hurt. Some people have been hurt. But at this point in time, there is need for diplomacy, because in actual fact, Rivers people have lost a whole lot when it comes to the dividends of democracy. A lot. The state has lost so much. So what my advice for him now is for him to concentrate on governance, to try to do the little he can, because the truth of the matter is that there is no time for the people of Rivers State not to be completely left out for the 4 years, not to be completely left behind is for him to sit tight. He might not really have much to do, but the little he can, he should try and focus on governance. But for coming back for the second term is what is not guaranteed. I doubt if, because you and I don't know the agreement they went into, we don't know that, but I doubt if Fubara will be privileged to come back for second term. And apart from that, there have been rumors that he might migrate to the ruling party.
Yeah.
That for now is assumption. It's a rumor. Nobody can tell. But if that happens, it wouldn't be strange to Nigerians. But my own is, the little time he has, he should focus on the marks, the positive,
leaving a legacy
behind, because River State has really been left behind for now.
All right, so River State has been left behind. What do you think? Do you also agree with Ekaiti that River State has been left behind? And by the way, do you think that there will be enduring peace between now and 2027? Or is this just a charade? What do you expect? We have seen a whole lot of plots and counterplots in the last 1 year, which culminated in the emergency rule that came up. We saw how Mr. President tried to intervene once or twice, and it still made no difference until the big stick of the emergency rule was wielded. And so something, people are suspicious that this might not just be it, because again, some people have said that even the man who was assigned with brinkmanship, who was assigned the role of trying to weld the
administrator,
the sole administrator, that some people say that he actually just worked for one side of the divide, which, if it is true, is unfortunate and definitely might not ensure peace or reconciliation. Somebody has said, for example, that most of the people who are appointed under the administration, under the sole administration's tenure, were mostly from a particular side, favoring a particular party in the dispute. And if that is so, of course, you create problems by that kind of administration. So those are the issues, and so people are saying it's important that right now, as they start again, all right, okay, so as they start now, there'll be need to do the right thing on both sides. Let's go on a break, and when we get back, we see how it is. Welcome back, dear viewers. We're back from break now, and I do hope that you're ready too. We've been talking about Fubara's return to office as governor in Rivers State, and we're asking, can we be sure? But do we have any assurances? Do we have any guarantee that he's going to have peace? He's going to have an enabling environment to work for the rest of his tenure? And some people are also saying beyond here, because that's the calculation from almost everywhere. Beyond here, beyond now, is he going to have opportunity to have a second term? Well, that is not an immediate challenge right now, but we're asking, do you think that this peace will be enduring? So, what's your take? Let's hear from you, and so that on the basis of that we can make some progress, or while Ekaiti is weighing in.
Well, Like I said earlier, I think what matters most, because I feel this 6 months break, I'm sure the both parties involved learned their lessons the very hard way, because a lot of privileges were lost and all that. They have learned their lessons in a very hard way. So by now, I feel there should be room for adjustments from the lessons learned. I don't expect them to be told on their behavior for now, whatever, because sometimes it's creating fights might be interesting at the initial stage, but that fight has deprived so much from the people of Rivers State, and that is where I am concerned. That is where Nigerians are concerned, because we all know that Rivers State before now is one of the most vibrant states in Nigeria, coupled with the huge allocation given to them. But with what happened since Fubara, I think barely 6 months after Fubara came in, they've been fights and all that. And at the end of the day, there was suspension and all that. So there is need for the people involved, the both parties, to try and behave themselves, even when it calls for me, even if it demands them being diplomatic at this stage. They could use diplomacy and manage their crisis, because we have less than 2 years left, if I'm correct. So with that, they should be able to manage the 1.5 years left, just for the sake of Rivers people. Their interests at this moment should not be paramount to them. The interest and then the benefits, the dividends the people of Rivers State should get is what should be paramount to them for now. So there is need for all sides to show their thoughts and behave well and make sure the dividends of democracy is delivered to the people.
All right, so, Akachi has said it. It's a time when all parties need to sheath their swords and see how they can prioritize the development of the state, prioritize the interests of the people over and above their personal interests and ego. Because all of this is about personal interest and ego. If you look at it very critically, it's nothing that has to do with the masses. It's nothing to do with the state, as it were. And like many people have said, maybe the root cause of all of this is the agreement, the kind of agreement that they had before Fubara got into power. That is Fubara, the godfather, and whoever else is proxy to, is privy to that arrangement. So that is critical, but then, like we cannot overemphasize, it's important that takes the back seat right now, so that the people and the state can take the front row, can take the front seat of attention, of government's priorities. That cannot be overemphasized, and this is a time to, if as much as possible, allow the man to at least do what he came to do. At least he has over about 1 year has been wasted already, because before the 6 months emergency rule, we had 6 months or more of crisis here and there, all kinds of problems, all kinds of tension, strife, conflict, disputes. And so it's important that this remaining part, I mean, from now we have October, November, December, and then the whole of 2026. But don't forget that from middle of 2026, we'll be fully deep into politics. And so,
and then another thing,
in effect, it's not
another thing that you know, what guarantees, what at this point is going to guarantee their peace, the stability in Rivers State, has to do with the level of sincerity, you know, has to do with the level of sincerity. What I'm trying to say here is, if really they were sincere, you know, behind the scene in whatever they did, you know, from both parties, from government, even from the top, you know, and then the sole administrator too. If there was transparency and sincerity in their negotiations and then their peace, whatever, it's definitely going to reflect on whatever will be unfolding in Rivers State from now.
Correct.
But if there was nothing like sincerity, you know, if they had not opened up to each other, then it might even be worse.
Exactly. Somebody said
it might be worse.
If certain things are not done, in the next 3 months, you might even have a crisis that is worse than what
we had before now. So the level of peace we are expecting from Rivers State, whatever we are expecting from Rivers State, it will be determined by the level of sincerity they had within these 6 months.
All right, so it's important that all the parties to the dispute come with a mind of reconciliation, a mind that things need to move forward now. We can't continue in crisis, just like that. So, a luta continua for forever. No, I mean, we must have peace to be able to carry out development. We can't have development in a place that is crisis torn. So this is it's like an appeal actually to everybody who is involved. This is a time to make sacrifices. If what was agreed is unimplementable, then so be it. But at least let the people feel some government impact. Let the people feel. Let Fubara have an opportunity of stamping his own mark on the development of Rivers State, at least. And that, in the final analysis, will be to the credit of everybody. If the state moves forward, at least some of the negative sentiments that are being bandied about the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike, some of those ones will also be dropped. So it's going to be a win-win situation if the state can experience some true, consistent development over the next few months that's remaining. You know, it's very unfortunate because even states that didn't have crisis, from middle of next year will be on recess. Everything will be geared towards campaigns for 2027 till the elections are over again. That's the tragedy of our situation. We find out that a lot of times every tenure is divided into 2 years of governance and 2 years of politicking, because politics has even begun already.
Exactly.
So it's a very painful situation. I do hope that all hands can be on deck to see Rivers move forward. Like somebody said, Fubara really has to calm down, and if he wants to continue. But I have asked on one or two occasions, is it not possible to resign? I mean, but somebody says it's un-African. I don't know what that means, but because if you, like I asked on somewhere else, I said I'm sorry, this word is a bit, but if you castrate a man, is he still a man? If you take what makes a governor, is he still governor? Am I governor if I have to wait on somebody to give me a rundown of activities I'm going to do every day? I mean, those were some of the things in the media space at the time. If somebody has to call me and say, hey, that chief that said he wants to come and visit you, don't be too generous, so just give him something to buy fuel. Don't honor the invitation that was given to you by so people. I mean, things so pedestrian, things so not even worthy of, so very trivial in the highest degree. And then, I mean, I have to report to somebody. I have to get instructions to be able to do those things. What is the essence of being governor? And then, of course, if those little things you have been teleguided on them, you can imagine what will happen to the real issues. So, if we have a project, somebody says, no, that project, I don't like where it is cited. If you can find another place to cite it, then maybe we can talk. I mean, I don't understand it. We need to begin to learn that you don't die when you move. That sometimes it's better to move on. I tell you the truth. Sometimes it's more honorable to move on. I mean, look at how, for example, those people who had short stints at governance, how they are highly recommended around Africa. Yeah. It's not necessarily, I've looked at it very thoroughly. It's not that they were so good, but the fact that they didn't continue for too long, their weaknesses were not advertised as such. So within the space of time that they were available, people like Murtala Mohammed, people like Yar'Adua, the President Musa Yar'Adua, yes, they didn't have so much time. There is no way you will have 8 years to rule and you will not get messed up one way or the other. That's my belief. There's no way you will have 8 years in this country and you will not do one or two things that people may even blow out of proportion to cover every other thing that you have done. So, but if you spend 4 years and you have been nice, you have done some nice things, of course, if you don't have the opportunity of another 4 years, nobody is going to see so much to talk about. That's why, for example, within the 2 years or so, or 3 years, how many years did Yar'Adua have to spend? He talked about the fact that the election that brought him to power was flawed, and he was going to do something about it, and actually set up a committee, and then he did the amnesty thing, and then he brought the price of fuel down, very rare case, and then a few other things like that. He was remembered for that forever. But if he had stayed to complete his tenure, I can assure you it would not have been the same. So I'm saying, if you get to the point where you become robotic, if you get to the point where every morning you wait and say, okay, let's wait, let's see what will be in the offing, or maybe late in the night we have to discuss what will happen tomorrow in the state that I have responsibility for. If things go wrong, nobody's going to mention any other name. It's my name. So if I have the you know how they say in my place, they say that when you offer an animal for sacrifice, it is both the animal and the rope around its neck that you release. You cannot hold the rope while saying that you have released the animal. So when you release an animal for sacrifice, you release both the rope and the animal. But if somebody has to hold the rope, in which case, like, somebody has to hold the remote control, and then you are there as a figurehead, of what use is it? I really don't understand it.
From all indications, the truth is, power has been taken away from Fubara. That's the truth. like I said earlier, I think the best he can do is to play safe, and for probably, some people say it's better for him to resign. It's all about his political career. He's trying to protect here for the best he can do, because the truth is he cannot really do so much. He can't really.
He doesn't have the time.
He doesn't have the time. He doesn't really have the total power to do some things.
Even if he says he's going to refrain from getting involved in the politics of next year, other forces will be at play, which will also distract him one way or the other, and displace him if he's not careful. So it's a tough one for him. I wish him the very, very best. I hope that we can have a miracle.
No. What we need now, what he should try to do now, is just to maintain peace and stability in Rivers State. If there's peace and stability, and then maybe few projects and all that, because the actual truth is he can't do much. But let there be peace, and probably be diplomatic in his dealings and all that. And then for me too, I think the federal government too should not be that stiff. They should try to lay hands off something, so that the people of Rivers can still benefit. We still have 1.5 years to go. I think that's with that.
Well, this is a tough one, really, and you can even feel it in how we are unable to really. I mean, it's not something you can really jive about so much. But the truth is this: that Fubara has a task on his hands. He really has to determine whether, if he wants to go ahead with his tenure, he will need to make a whole lot of concessions. You have emphasized diplomacy. You'll have to take a whole lot of whatever just to push ahead. And that is the problem on its own, because in the process of trying to push ahead, and you are getting all kinds of distractions, all kinds of bombardments, and all kinds of banana peels. In the end, I pray he doesn't have himself to blame, because I think that we can begin to set precedents. Who says he cannot resign? I've not heard of it. I don't remember. Maybe I don't think there has been any governor who ever resigned in Nigeria. You could set the precedent, and you could become very honorable about it. Because of what use will it be if after 4 years you have nothing to show? Posterity can be very unkind. They will look at it, and before you know it, you are being judged that even your human relations was poor. That's why you fell into that.
Because at this point, I'm sure most of his supporters have left.
Even if they don't leave, they will have lost faith. The kind of faith that they had in him will not be as strong as before. And then those who remain will also want to be a part of the action, and if it's unable to spread the action to them,
becomes a problem.
That's it.
More enemies.
Exactly. Coming from within his own camp, and it's worse when your friend turns to become your enemy. It's a different kind of hatred and different kind of problem on its own. So, Fubara, it's up to you. But again, I appeal, let's not create unnecessary problems for him, for the benefit of everybody, for the benefit of the entire people of the state. There's no need to begin to create any booby traps. I do hope that Abbas himself did not leave any booby traps. I do hope so. But some people have interpreted the appointments that he made in some kind of way, saying that those things were deliberately done so that he can have issues. But like somebody also said, no matter who you bring, if somebody is determined to work, they can. I used to have a boss who says he can work with the devil. Yes, he says it's a matter of understanding how the person operates, and then you will find space around that to be able to operate.
Some of those things are easier said than
done. Okay, they're easier said than done. But you see, I don't envy Fubara at all at a time like this. I don't, because this does not signal that the bombardments are going to end anytime soon. This does not signal that the pressure is going to end anytime soon. And so that's very sad. And at this point, I think that we should just go on a break and get back very shortly. Welcome back, dear viewers. I know that you're worried about the phone line not connecting. You probably are trying and you're not connecting. I feel you, we feel you. We have some technical hitches that we're grappling with, and that's what we try to fix. But as it is, I guess today is gone already because we have less than 5 minutes to go. But whatever it is, the appeal and of most Nigerians, the concern and the appeal of most Nigerians is that the remaining days, the remaining months that Fubara has in office, he will be allowed to run it with peace so that the state can benefit. In the first instance, again, these people, they really must allow River State to breathe. They must allow the people to breathe, because none of them is in the category of the poor. None of them is deprived. None of them is in a situation where even if they don't earn some money for the next 10 years, they will live good. So it's the people, like they keep saying, when two elephants fight, is the grass that suffers. So please let this grass, let it breathe. Let this grass in River State, let it breathe. Let's not set up any unnecessary banana peels. Let's not cause any booby traps, any trouble for the man. I don't know how. I feel so very touched by what he has to face. That's why I am of the opinion, if he resigns, is as good as him completing, because how much time does he have? If he starts a road project that is very demanding, that will take like 2 years, what it means is that he will be out of office, or unless he comes back for a second term. That's when he will be able to complete it. So, I mean, there's there are short-term projects. He needs to prioritize to really have a name. He can look for some six-month projects that will bear
like
his
school renovations and
school renovation, exactly.
And Dayo, have you thought of the economic situation in River State? You know, sometimes is when money, in quotes, is when government pumps money into the system, that it trickles down. Yeah, but money trickled down. Money was pumped into the system. Remember that a whole lot of money was released to the sole administrator for a 6-month period. A huge money. In actual fact, somebody was making some hints that one day it will come up and he will be asked to account for the money, because somebody said, okay, he promised that he was going to fix the State House of Assembly. That was, you remember? The question is, has it been fixed?
It's not been fixed. That's what the person said. It's not been fixed. So where did all those monies go? Where did all those monies go? It was in billions. So those are the issues. And at this point, I guess we just got to begin to pack our bag and baggages. This is going to be the size of our package. This episode. We're sorry about the hitches. We're sorry that you were unable to get through. We hope for a better time next time. My name is Dayo Mogwins. Good night from me.
My name is Ekaiti Boat. Bye for now.
And as we say at Kaftan Television,
imagine
a beautiful world.